Welcome back to shop class. Well, welcome back everybody, and welcome to another year of shop class. This is the 2021-2022 school year. We're going to call this season 2 of the Shop Teacher Vlogs. It has definitely started off a lot different than last year. We have most of our students here. They come every single day, and it's been pretty productive. Before I get into it, I'm teaching 5 classes, 3 separate preps. I teach 2 of my Power Tech small engine classes. I teach 1 basic auto, about the car type classes, and then I'm teaching 2 second year woodworking classes. And so, like I said, it is a different year. We've got a lot of carryover from the previous COVID hybrid year, where students don't quite, they're not students like they once upon a time were. And so we have some retraining, turning in operations are a little bit different, behavioral. Some students still aren't quite sure if they're supposed to come every day. We still have some COVID quarantines, but besides that, it's kind of like a normal school year. So let's dive in and let's kind of talk about what we've been doing. So we're actually finishing week 3. The first week and a half, 2 weeks with Labor Day break in there, we spent a lot of time classroom expectations, getting to know the student, the instructor, school safety operations, and then we spent a few days going over general shop safety, a little bit of shop specific safety, and helping students understand that just because you do have a good safe attitude and you have your proper PPE in order, people still get injured. So what do you do in that situation? So let's get going. Let's start talking about the different classes I teach and what we accomplished this first real week of hands-on work. And so we are in the wood shop. We'll start there, and we are building wood mallets in this class. That's the first project that we work on. And so with that first project, we're using basswood for this activity. I received from my kiln facility that we buy lumber from a bunch of cutoffs. They're kiln dried sections of basswood, and so what we do prior to gluing them up is we will put them on this big bandsaw here, and we cut them down to about 4-inch strips. And then we could head over to the joiner, where we joint faces that need to get glued together, glue them, clamp them, head back over to the joiner, another day of course. We join them, square them up, and then we've been kind of resawing them to our usable blanks. I believe we're cutting down about 3.5 inches square, and so that would allow us to get that square piece to turn on the lathe. This is not basswood, but this is a good example of what we've done in the past. So we're just gluing up layers, squaring them off, then we'll get the X on the end of it and get it prepared for the lathe. I've got 3 lathes and a pretty good sized bunch of students, and so it'll take us several weeks to get through this, but it's a good exercise getting the students reintroduced into a couple of the machines. So let's head over to the auto shop. Auto shop class, honestly, auto shop class hasn't really done a whole lot of hands-on, get on the car type work yet. They've been learning about the vehicle. They've been learning about VIN numbers. They've been learning about the old automotive family tree, which companies are linked together, and which companies were linked together during certain years, certain periods. They've been learning how to find out information through an owner's manual. Now, this is not a mechanics class. We do have a vocational center in our county that if they want to become an auto technician, that's the place to go. Here, this is like general how to maintain your vehicle, but before you can even maintain it, where do you get information? What information is valid? And so just kind of steer them through on how to find information out about their car. It's a little bit of a challenge because I'm taking an auto shop class and I should be working on cars. Well, cars are such a big investment a lot of times that it's a real good idea to really help the student understand all about the vehicle before they start turning wrenches on the vehicle, because that's the spot where it gets pretty expensive usually. So that's auto class at the end of this week. Power tech class though, power tech students get their engines assigned. They get their small engines assigned, and once again, one of the first tasks is making sure that the fluids are drained. Most of the engines will have oil or what was once oil. A lot of times these engines have been sitting outside and some water has crept in there, and so they'll be milky, they'll be clumpy, they'll be swampy, and whatever can drain out drains out. A lot of times we'll have what used to be gasoline in them, and we'll also drain those out. So when they're taking things apart, we don't get giant puddles all the time. And so for a few of these individuals, this is the very first time they've had tools in their hands, the very first time they've ever drained oil out of an engine. A lot of first times. I work off the basis very much of figure it out. A student has an engine in front of them, and I tell them you need to accomplish this goal, and they say, well, how? And I said, well, you need to remove these fasteners. And they say, how? And I said, find a tool that matches it. And then I come back around and I say, well, what's that tool's name? And then I help them out with that. You aim them. If we continue to do stuff for people, they never learn how. If you continue to circle around and coach them and correct them and aim them, they improve. They improve pretty quickly, and they build that correct confidence, and not that full of themselves confidence, but that correct confidence where they now say, oh, okay, I can change the oil on this push mower. It's a great place to start. Give you guys a couple final thoughts before I end. If you've stuck with me this long, I appreciate it. Had a comment a couple years back on one of my YouTube videos, and this was before I did my teacher vlog, but the comment basically said, you shouldn't be teaching anybody. And man, out of all the comments I've had on all my videos, that's one that's really stuck with me. Maybe they're right. Maybe I shouldn't be teaching. But I'm willing. I'm willing to come in and sometimes deal with the personal stresses that are in these kids' lives, to not always understand, but to be willing to listen for a minute, to show some empathy, to aim them, to help them understand what they don't want to do with their lives so that they can better understand what they want to do with their lives. So I'm willing. There's a lot of people out there that would probably be much better at this job, and and they'll let you know. Absolutely, they'll let you know. But it takes it. I'm willing. And so, does this job have challenges? Yeah, every day. And so it's Some challenges are manageable, some challenges you got to put off to another day. So you shop teachers out there, I encourage you to keep on doing the best job that you can, and be willing, because we are a dying breed. And so here's to Shop Teacher Vlog Season 2, and we'll try to keep them coming, and you guys keep on sharing. Have a good day, a good weekend, and take care. Bye now.